Good morning, Marianas. So many things we gotta discuss. Happy day, Tiro, and greetings to Rhoda, Guam, Saipan, and Tinian. For all your island news, from a beautiful place with Pacific views, it's always so much fun on Good Morning Marianas.
The Trump and Harris campaigns were in a battleground state, Wisconsin. Kamala Harris and running mate Tim Walz were in Eau Claire.
Are you ready to make your voices heard?
Harris says she wants America to look forward, and Donald Trump wants to hold on to the past. She talked about freedom, the freedom to be safe from gun violence, the freedom to love who you love openly and with pride.
And the freedom of a woman to make decisions about her own body and not have her government telling her what to do.
Also in Eau Claire was Donald Trump's running mate, J.D. Vance. He's been listening to the Democrat rhetoric.
They're going to try to call us weird for the next 93 days. And what's going to happen is the American people aren't going to care about it because they don't care about some tagline written by a social media intern. They care about which president and which vice president is going to make their country better and their lives more safe and more secure.
Donald Trump told Fox News he wants to debate Harris and would prefer it to be on Fox, but suggested openness to debating on ABC News. Taylor Swift's concerts in Vienna this weekend have been canceled. Officials announced arrest over an apparent plot to launch an attack on an event in the Vienna area. Swift's Eras Tour is in Vienna for 3 concerts at Happel Stadium. Event organizers cited government officials' confirmation of a planned attack at the stadium. A new report shows the number of monthly abortions in the country went up slightly in the first 3 months of 2024, compared with before the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. Tropical Storm Debbie pushed bad weather up the East Coast and brought no respite to people as far away as the Great Lakes in New Jersey, where heavy rain flooded highways and streets and stranded drivers. Officials in New York told people in basement apartments to prepare to flee as forecasters warn of flash flooding. The storm is centered in the Carolinas. The Dow finished down 234 points. This is AP News. A honky-tonk in the heart of the tourist district in Nashville devotes an hour a week to gospel music. Here's the AP's Margie Zaraletta.
For nearly 20 years, the Reverend Ron Blakely has led Sunday Gospel Hour at Robert's Western World, a honky-tonk that sits among the celebrity bars on Lower Broadway in Nashville. Blakely offers prayers and Christian music, and he says it's as spiritual as any religious service.
People tell me, you can feel it. I feel more in this honky-tonk than I do my church.
Owner Jesse Lee Jones says Gospel Hour brings a certain spirit to the place. Normally you can get a drink there, but no alcohol is served during that hour. I'm Margie Zaraletta.
Boxer Lin Yu-Ting of Taiwan advanced to the gold medal bout in the women's featherweight division, winning her third consecutive bout while dealing with widespread scrutiny regarding misconceptions about her gender at the Paris Olympics. I'm Ed Donahue, AP News.
All right, good morning, Marianas. It is 7:53 in the a.m., and we are broadcasting everywhere fine books are sold. I've got a great story for you about this morning. Wow, what an adventure. I'm telling you, it's like a legit adventure. Oh, no. It says it's encoded with an unsupported codec. We're going to have to do all kinds of stuff. Today is that technical day. It is that technical challenge day. And I'll get you started and let you know where everything is. But first, let's get you going with a healthy dose of the weather. It's 84 degrees out here in sunny Saipan. It looks so much nicer outside than it does in the pictures provided by the National Weather Service. They said, hey, it's not going to be all that great out there. And Mother Nature said, oh, yeah? Bet. All right, so we're looking at scattered showers throughout the days with thunderstorms in the afternoon. Partly sunny skies, though, with a high near 87, so we're creeping in that direction. Winds out of the southeast from 5 to 8 miles per hour with a 40% chance of rain. That's a pretty good chance of rain. Hey, good morning, Eric. Good morning, JJ. That's great if you're late for work because you know what? You got a job. I'm going to help you find the silver lining on everything, brother. It's a good day. Hey, good to see you, Tobot. Good to see you, Ann. Oh, Louisa. You know what? You are quickly becoming one of the most favorite people in the entire CNMI. Why? Because you are out there learning the whole ropes with regards to scorekeeping and everything, and you're running all of the camera gear and firing up the software for us so that we can make sure that we've got baseball every single night. That, if you guys don't know, that's all Louisa. That is all Louisa. I know Chuck's holding it down on the stat side too, but that team is a great, great, great combination up there in the box. Gus Latulamar, that's from 1Y. Good to see you. Great to see you. JJ, I don't leave my house until the morning show starts. That's right, JJ. I love that. Well, I'll tell you, today's just one of those days, brother. Today was one of those days. So here's what happened. I mentioned a while back about my phone dying. It's been 2 weeks now. 2 weeks. Hey, Peeling, good to see you too. Thanks for tuning in. And thanks to all you guys who are out there watching over there. I'm sitting here looking at the wrong camera too. This is that day. Because I thought you guys were already using the new screen. No, you're not. That's all right. We'll survive. We'll figure this thing out. Anyway, so I told you about the phone that died a couple of weeks ago, and it's been a little hectic. So let's go to WhatsApp land, WhatsApp fiascos. I haven't been able to use my regular WhatsApp on my phone. Oh no, first world problems. I haven't been able to use it. I've only been able to use it on the computer, which is fine. But I knew that it was just a matter of time before the computer says, hey, you need to relink your phone. And today was that day. So, thank goodness I found a backup to the backup phone. Oh my gosh, yes. And so I was thinking I was slick and I could do all this stuff before the show started this morning. I was not that slick, and I could not get it all done before the show started this morning. So I was doing it while I was thinking I could go into it. Was just awful. So then I switched the old backup phone to the regular number for WhatsApp. And I got hit with probably like 10,000 WhatsApp messages since this backup phone, which is my old phone. And that my old phone, it's my old phone. Like, it's a couple phones ago. It got hit with all of the WhatsApp messages that have been like since like 2018. Yes. It did not smoke and burn up or anything with all that action, but it was nonstop alerts going on. Then I put the SIM card for the old phone that was the show phone into this other backup phone, and now at least that's to the board. So at the very least, I got a lot of work to do with these phones with regards to all the messaging and all that stuff. However, I should be able to get good WhatsApp stuff. Now, for the show phone, I'm not going to be able to get WhatsApp until I get done with the show and I start jumping back into it. But at least for today, you can call the show at 789-2323. That part is back up and running. We're good with that. What else are we good at? We're good at doing YouTube again. So got a great message from one of our viewers yesterday saying, hey, were you on yesterday? Because, I haven't been able to check it, and I check it on at the house. I don't do cable or anything. I just use the TV and pop up YouTube, and that's how I watch it. And I watch it in the mornings. I'm like, oh, that's super cool. You know what I need to do? I need to make sure I get our YouTube back up and running. Ever since we switched the computers over here, I mean, we're moving up. We're getting cooler new things and all that stuff, and except for the phone. That changes Monday. But with all the new upgrades and everything like that, I hadn't brought the YouTube thing back online because there's some coding stuff. Well, it's back online now, and people are watching. Hopefully, it's nice and smooth. I am seeing the old double logo down there in the bottom corner, but I'll fix that today too. I mean, I could probably do it now, but I'm not going to mess around with it mid-broadcast. Why? Because I'm doing too many things at the same time. Anyway, you already received the latest headline from the Associated Press. So we're going to end up doing another one of them later. But I did give you, I fired that up at the beginning of the show today. We're about due for another one, but don't worry about that. We're going to get into the things that are happening here in the CNMI. And, there's more candidates who are filing, and they had to because yesterday was the last day. Yesterday was the last day to file your candidacy for any of the races that are going to be coming up in November. No, not those kind of races. Anyway, I'm curious. I need to check her social media because I went out. Well, I'm not going to be able to find it here, I don't think. But I was looking for Leanna Hofschneider, and I know her signs are going up. Hold on. And I just didn't see anything official yet about her candidacy. So that's what I need to do. I need to go in and check out if she has done it yet. No, she may have done it, but I haven't seen it yet. So we'll reach out to the Commonwealth Election Commission today to find out who is an official candidate who did file for their candidacy. So, and that's it, because yesterday was that day. That's it. Yesterday was the day to file your candidacy. It was the deadline. So no matter what race you were going for, that was it. Oh, man. Well, Tobot, you're a busy guy. It's good to see you out there. I know. I could be there to help you, but with my daily customers and being a full-time house dad while the wife is working, it's kind of driving me to the wall. Hey, man, I get it. No sweat at all. I'd love to have you come down some morning, though. Come on down and join me in the studio in the morning, and we'll have some coffee and talk it up a little bit. We'll worry about that when we can. No hurry. You single dad it while you can. By the way, I'm not doing him any favors. He's got to come all the way up here to the third floor of the CEDA building, the CEDA building across from the shack. So, Tobot, it's a great offer to have you come over, too. And also, it's like, sorry to make you come all the way up to the third floor. It's a great spot to be, though. It really is. It's a good spot to be in. And the view up here is pretty cool. You can see it behind me as all these cars go whizzing down. Beach Road here on a busy day. Hey, and probably there's a few listening to Taylor Swift. Oh, I can't take your call right now. See, at least that's the different phone. That's not the bat phone for the show. That is the old. That's the Brad phone. That's the bat phone. So anyway, Taylor Swift. She had to cancel one of her appearances. It's crazy that this was happening. And, I'm a Taylor Swift guy. Oh, hillbilly coffee. No, I wouldn't say I'm a Taylor Swift guy. I'm not a Swiftie as far as that goes. I think there's got to be an age limit to something like that. Do I like some of her songs? Yeah, of course. Who doesn't? She had some good songs. But anyway, in Vienna, her concerts were canceled because there was an apparent plot to launch an attack on her event. It's kind of crazy. She was going to be playing at Austria's capital stadium. It's called Ernst Happel Stadium, and a part of that Eras tour that is apparently all the rage right now. And they've got some kind of a confirmation that there was a planned attack at the stadium. Now, who's going to do some kind of an attack in Austria? I don't know what it was all about, but it says on Wednesday they arrested a couple of extremists, one who appeared to be planning an attack on the event. A 19-year-old main suspect was arrested, and the second person was, one was in one city, one was in the other. And did they tell any information? No, there's no specifics about the background of those folks, but apparently it's usually, they're referencing this attack in 2017 in Manchester, England, when a suicide bomber ended up attacking over there. Yikes. Not going to be a problem here in Saipan because we are not going to be part of the Eras tour. We are not. All right, but we did get a tour stop from the military. This is something that did happen yesterday. Governor Palacios received a briefing along with Senate President Edith De Leon Guerrero. Some of our other senators and representatives were present. Congressman Kalili was there. Other department heads were there from public lands, natural resources, CPA. They're all there to listen to the folks from Indo-Pacific Joint Region Marianas, and even Joint Region Micronesia, which is a new body that was set up this year. And in fact, the former commander of Joint Region Marianas is now the commander for Joint Region Micronesia, and that's why he is. That's why if it looks like you got the same admiral, yeah, it's the same guy. In fact, because there's a brand new command set up, they're still out of the same building. In fact, he still has the same office. So the new guy who took over for the previous admiral, he didn't even get to move into his office because the old boss said, I'm here, so I guess I'll just stay. So he had to go find another office. He went over to where the XO's office is. And it's still not, the XO's office is pretty nice over there. Of course, I used to work for Joint Region Marianas, and I used to work out of that building. And I know the layout pretty well. No, it's been a long time. I was not up there with all the cool kids. The public affairs office section was down in the basement. That's right. We were like that dude with the red stapler in Office Space. But we did have a good spot. So although they had a great office downstairs with all of that, I had a nice little desk and a little cubicle area for all my CNMI stuff. But I was really based out of here. But anyway, so that's what's going on. That was a big deal yesterday. Now, there was a media availability for it, too. However, it was at the same time that the Saipan Chamber of Commerce general membership meeting was happening. As you guys know, I'm one of the members for the board, and I had a presentation to give for the Armed Forces Committee. So could I have missed it? I could have had someone else maybe do the presentation, but I got to bring our intern, which was great. And then I also got to be a part of the awarding for the scholarships yesterday, which was a big deal. So there was 5 folks who received scholarships from the Saipan Chamber of Commerce, and one of the big fundraisers for that is the Saipan Chamber of Commerce golf tournament that happens every year. So while it's a great opportunity for people to go out and play golf and have some fun, It's a big, big, big fundraiser to help send some kids, and not just kids, to help people further their education so that they can get higher levels of professional certifications and their diplomas so that they can end up getting paid better and move up. And those are folks who are here, living here in the CNY, so it's a great thing. We're going to have all the information, probably a little bit more information about that tomorrow morning. But that was a great thing. Anyway, so I wasn't able to do that, but thankfully I was able to, after the show that we ended early yesterday, I was able to go and see the folks at DFEMS right down the street over here in Susupe, because we were sending 24 of our firefighters off to California to fight the wildfires that are currently blazing away out there. And this time around, it's going to be a little different because our firefighter is going to be like right there on the front lines, really putting the stuff out. Not mop-up work, not in the rear with the gear. These guys are, a lot of seasoned guys who have gone out there and done it. Some of them are civilians. Like, they used to do this stuff before, and they qualified to do it again, so they're going out there to do it. I'll tell you, it's good money. They're getting paid a lot to go out there and do it. All taken care of by the folks out there in California. They're paying for the whole schmear. And it's a good deal for our guys. It's good training. It's good experience. They're going to end up bringing back that training and experience back to the CNMI. So when they go to train our local firefighters in battling the wildfires out here, they're going to be way more equipped. So we're wishing them all the best of luck. Half of them are leaving this morning. The other half are leaving tomorrow. And, it's something special when you see those guys go off. It's something unique to what we do out here, too. And by that, because we are a small community. And when your governor comes out to wish your guys well, that means something. You're basically saying, hey, he was telling the same thing. He was telling the guys, the officers and the more experienced guys, look out for these other guys. And you guys look out for each other. And if someone seems to be failing or falling behind, you got to make sure you pick them up and let's go. You guys stick together out there, and that's it. Make sure you have good comms with everybody back home, and we'll do our best. You'll be in our prayers and all that. That's the nickel version of the whole thing. But it was great to have the governor go out there, and I really want to say thanks to DFEMS for letting us know that the event was happening. And it was like family, friends, the coworkers. Got a lot of kids out there, going to see their dads take off. It's pretty cool. And, we're wishing all those guys the very best and really proud of them, to take that challenge. It's all volunteer. Nobody's being assigned to do it. It's all volunteer. And for those guys to do it, speaks volumes about, their bravery and their selflessness and their sense of adventure. This is not for old guys. These are for guys looking for a little bit of adventure, looking for a little bit of money, and looking to help some folks who really need it. So hats off to you guys, firefighters. I hope to hear from you guys with all kinds of good stories while you guys are out there, for sure. Oh, where else are we now? Let's keep going. Let's move on down the line. We got more stuff. I bet you that stuff about the chamber. And so yesterday we did also get the update from the president from the chamber and also from Representative Probst. They were talking about the MILA, the Mariana Islands Legislature Association. That was what happened when a bunch of our elected leaders and business leaders ended up heading down to Guam, meeting with their counterparts down there. Excuse me. Oh, my gosh. Yawn. And they worked on a number of different things, and we got a great update from them. And hopefully we get those guys come back in here and tell us a little bit more about it because it was pretty good. But one of the big things was the cabotage waiver. And the good news is that we're on the same page with the folks in Guam, basically saying, hey, we're getting beat up over here with regards to these prices. What can you do to help us? Guam is not telling us, hey, United's great, they're our pal. No, they're like, no, let's do this. Let's get a waiver on cabotage so we can have lower prices to fly from here in the States. That's a great opportunity for us if that ends up happening. And I mean, it is. Hold on one second. I want to show you something here in just a second. If we end up getting that wave, it will be a big win for us. I want to show you, speaking of numbers and traveling and all that stuff, I want to show you guys the latest numbers that came from MVA, because we just received the preliminary numbers from the Marianas Visitors Authority. And we put them out as a post. And I think it's pretty interesting to see, especially because, what we traditionally get. So I'm going to give you this one first. All right. Yes, that's it. And I'll go in there too. All right. There we go. Slide me over. A little bit there. All right, so check this out. These are the arrival numbers. They're the preliminary arrival numbers from the MVA. Again, this just got sent out yesterday, so it's a relatively new to look at numbers. Now, they say these are the preliminaries, so that's about as basically they're rough, right? They're the first ones that just came out, and so what we're gonna look at finding out what we got with them. But I think it's really interesting. I mean, look how big the number is from Korea. Right, that makes sense because we hear about that. For 1 month, that's Korea. Now they say that's still down compared to last year. Last year we had, in the same month, we had like 17,000. Right, it's a big drop from last year's numbers. But look more. So China still got 1,900 folks that came in, way more than last year, of course. Right, so like last year it was like 500 some, like 503 is what it was. But then let's skip ahead to Japan. Japan had 620, right? And then look at the U.S. The U.S. was 1,600, and Guam is almost 1,000. How much money are we spending on Japan, by the way? How much money are we spending on Japan for 620 folks coming in? Now, granted, we had massive numbers in January. Massive. In Japan, we had like 4,500 people here. It was pretty good. It was a good month for travel, period, because Korea, we had like almost 17,000. So it was a good month. But other than that, here's how the numbers for Japan have been looking. From last October, 375, 545. Then December had 888. January, we just told you the massive one, like 4,500. Then February, 838. March was good. March was really good, 1,400 compared to that, right? It beat China. It beat the U.S. I mean, Japan was good in March for us. But May had April had 542. May had 859. June had 620. So I'm like, what are we getting out of the money that we're putting into Japan? So this was a big thing I was thinking about. Why we don't go bigger into Korea. I know it seems just the opposite. It seems like we're just putting all our eggs in one basket. I know. So whatever we're doing to lure people from Japan, if you just take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 out of 9 months, right? 10. We got a 1 in 10 shot of having a good month. We're like hitting 10% of having a good month for Japan. Are we just spinning our wheels? Do we not know what to do with this? Are we just really tanking? Because I think are we just doing the same thing over and over and over again and not getting anywhere? Because if, we get more people coming from the States. We get more people coming from Guam, right? So why don't we do more for folks coming from Guam? Why don't we do more for folks coming from the United States? I know why, because that's mostly government travel and business travel. Okay, cool. Taiwan, they were a whopping 13. And that's the third highest month since October. Here's how Taiwan's gone from October all the way through June. 15. 0, 9, 13, 10, 18, 8, 13. How about Russia? Russia number is so good. Yes, it's good. Start with 5, 2, 4, 7, 2, 1, 4, 5. And yet, you see yet because there's 0, nothing. A whole lot. I believe you'll say your word stadza. Like there was nothing for Russia at all for June. Hong Kong. Yeah, those Hong Kong flights. Now, here's the Hong Kong numbers, so I think they're a little off. And it's got to be a combo with China and Hong Kong because Hong Kong, they had flights 28, 41, 5, 4, 28, 30, 32, 76, 70. And so that's where I get the thing about, like, if people are really chomping at the bit to get here, where are they? Well, they're not in Hong Kong, according to those flights. So I don't know if those numbers are completely perfect, but that's how they're presented to us, and that's it. Now, how are we looking at for the year, though? Is it all, like, sad? All right, so here's the deal. We're looking at last year at this time from October for the fiscal year. Fiscal year starts October, right? So for the fiscal year, from October to June last year, or actually, for the whole fiscal year last year, we had 194,744 tourists. For the whole fiscal year so far this year, we still have July, August, September to record, right? July's done, right? But we don't have the numbers yet. We've had 179,832. So it's like 15,000 less with 3 months to go. You figure we're going to beat that, right? I mean, if you would figure that we would beat that. Now, for the calendar year, it's a little different. The calendar year is different. That's January to December. So we're not looking terrible, I don't know. I don't think. But I don't think we're over the hump. Hold on, I got text messages coming in. Don't WhatsApp me. I'm not going to get it. Let's just put it that way. I'm not going to get your WhatsApps. Okay, sorry. Yep. Oh, my God. Still got old messages coming in on WhatsApp. That's going to keep coming. But where are we? Yeah, so I think that for the fiscal year, we're going to be pretty close. I think like we're on track to actually beat what we got last year is what it looks like to me. I mean, really, because if we're only 15,000 behind based on that last year, I mean, the whole total for last year was 194,744. And where we're at right now is 179,832. That's pretty good. And that's the fiscal year, not the calendar year. I think we're going to be all right this year. Like, at least for that, compared to last year, we should be improving. Like, we had way more people. Way more people. Exactly. Well, so if you look at what we did last year in the month of July, we had 25,000. Right? That would put us over right there. August, we had 24. In September, we had 19. Now, will those numbers hold? I don't know. Let's see. So in October, here, I'll show you a different one here. Those are the numbers you're looking at right now for here. So I'm going to give you a bigger number to look at. So let me go to the NBA slide. Let's add you another picture to look at. And this is so you can actually see for yourself, right? So I'm just going to call this M2. Not M2 Fitness. Don't get excited. There's no Zumba going on here. All right. Okay, so these are the numbers. Oh, man, it's so big. That's what she said. Right? Boom. All right. Let's look at these numbers here. We're going to fit this on the screen. All right. You ready? And, all right. I'm going to keep this a little bit bigger just so you can see it. So what you're looking at, this is the actual, some of the information that came out, right? So we could go through and show you each one country by country, but we're focusing on the top right now. So saying like, look, if you look at the fiscal year 23 to 24, and this is the stuff that we were talking about. Year to date, we're ahead. from last year by 42%, almost 43%. We're 43% higher at this point this year than we were at this point last year. That's good news. I don't know that it was reported like good news, but I think that's good news. I mean, we're actually improving. Now, I still think it's funny that these other destinations are showing us bigger than Japan. But, I mean, look at that. So, in October, what a massive difference. We had a hell of an October, and we had a really good November. December, we kicked some butt, too. Look at January. We were just knocking it out of the park. NBA kicking some serious tail. Look at even February was great. March was great. April was great. May's about the same. June fell off a little bit. Oh my God, it tastes good and terrible at the same time. But that's it. That's where we're at numbers-wise. So we should be on course for beating what we did last year because we're almost there anyway. Luisa says, Statesiders vacation in Hawaii, Bahamas, Jamaica, etc. Imagine if they came here. I know. But imagine if they came here and saw that there's nothing here, too. That's the thing. Like, that's why we really need to work on this a little bit. And it's not like we can't do it. We absolutely can. You know, we're so close to it. We're continuing to get better because we are still working on things. We are still developing the sites and all that stuff. But again, Garapan is such a big deal because if people are going to come down, they need somewhere to go. Then they need somewhere safe to go and somewhere that looks nice and charming and stuff like that, right? We're not like a big downtown area, and we're not going to be the massive place where everybody's going to do all their shopping and stuff like that. Not everybody's going to be coming here to get the latest Louis Vuitton bags and all that stuff, right? And if they do, great. But again, like that little area by DFS and I Love Saipan and the ABC store area, like that's a great little area, right? Getting to there, right? That's the thing. Once we get the road work done, that'll be a plus. That'll be really nice. But then we got to really get to work, roll up our sleeves and do some things that aren't going to be popular. And that is eminent domain. Like I'm telling you, we need to take over some of that stuff in Garapan. Like the people who don't maintain that property in the Garapan district. Now, is there going to be an exchange or a compensation? 100%. Yes, absolutely. But you can't have downtown Garapan look like trash. You just can't. You can't have that little former drinky shack across from Crown. You just can't. Yeah, but somebody owns. Oh yeah, you gotta get rid of it. Can't do it. That falling apart, that deteriorating wax museum, where pieces of it keep falling off. You can't have that. You gotta demolish it and send them a bill. JJ7's got the best idea. Maybe opening up a celebrity rehab center. I like that idea. That would be great. That would be great. And what better place to recover than the Hope Center up north? That's a great spot. It's beautiful up there. But anyway, but Garapan, imagine all those, they're putting all this money into redoing the streets and making every sidewalk a really nice wide sidewalk with nice trees along the way, nice plants and everything. It's going to be nice. But it'll be nice and safe with nice lighting and all these little shops and stuff like that. That's where zoning really needs to kick some serious zone, right? You got to kick some butt up from the zoning office to make sure that the folks that are there have that upkeep over there. Like, how about that ratted out spot in between the buildings right across from the Hyatt? Oh, yeah, the Hyatt. That's another one, right? But that ratted out area that, it was nice that the Department of Corrections, they cleaned it out, but it's all overgrown again. And it's not corrections' job to do it. Somebody's got to do it, and the property owner should. And if they're not able to maintain their own property down in our tourist headquarters, they need to be gone. Take the land, exchange it with other land, or we got to pay them. That's it. It's a win for them, but it's a win for the CNMI. It is a win for the CNMI. You have to have a nice spot. And that place where Poseidon used to be, just this grubby vacant lot. Looks terrible, right? Oh man, that whole spot over there, it's got to be a nice place. That's a place where tourists and locals should be able to just walk around with the family. What are you doing? Oh, let's just go for a walk downtown. Hold hands underneath the moonlight. Nice streets, nice lights, like everything. It'd be great. Bring the street market back down there again. I know, but what? No, street markets. Got to be down there in Garapan. Fishing bases, Garapan. No, you know what I mean. Street market's got to be Garapan. Put it in front of the hotels again. You close off the streets like you do in all these other places you go and visit. Street markets are friggin' awesome, and especially when they're down there in a nice area. And also, tell all the massage girls, hey, no soliciting while we're doing street market. And they did that. It was great. There was like, I don't know if it was a unwritten rule or if it was a, hey, you better not. I don't know how that went down. But I do know, they know how it goes down. But there was something in place to where somehow people weren't being pestered during street market. And it was awesome. So after this road work gets done, street market needs to move back there. Fishing base is not the place for a street market. It's not. Well, you got to have people walk all the way down there. Nobody wants to go there. The good news is they got parking, right? But, you know, that place, gravel, roots, all that. It's nice. You could do it for something else. But your real street market with real vendors and all that other stuff, you got to put it down in that central area. That was a successful spot. I think the only reason why it moved in the first place was because CUC's sewer issue over there by Hyatt, that lift station, that notorious lift station. It's got to go back there. It's the place to go. I'm telling you, it's the best spot for it. Anyway, we're not going to fix that part tonight, but I mean, like all those things put together, that's it. All right, we're going to take a real quick break. We come back, we're going to get to everything else, like all the other headlines that are going on right now. But I also want to say some stuff about the ships that's heading out and all that. But and we'll lead before I go. We'll play the full audio from the CPA meeting in case you missed it. Anyway, in case you missed the gym today, here's your reminder to get down there and start working on yourself. Whether you're pushing big weights or you just want to get some cardio in, maybe you want to hit the sauna, maybe you want a cold plunge, maybe you need some supplements so you can continue to get pumped up, whatever it is. You go down to Laddie Built, and they've got absolutely everything that you need to get good. In fact, they just launched a Ghost energy drink down there too, speaking of supplements and all kinds of different products you can get down there. So don't miss out. Go down there. You can't miss it. It's right in front of the Aquarius Beach Tower, the tallest thing down there in Chalacanoa on Beach Road. They've got great parking. They've got great equipment, all the latest stuff. It's the newest gym in Saipan, but it's been around for a long time, but it's the newest facility in Saipan. Don't miss out. Tell them that we sent you.
Persistence of build, be the inspiration, they witness the proof. We do what we do by the rules in the book. We be a lottie where discipline and vision is built. We lead by example, persistence of build. Be the inspiration, they witness the proof. We do what we do by the rules in the book.
It's a great day to be up 3-0. I'll tell you that. It probably is not great to be down 3-0.
I'm Brad Rosala, and I'm the owner for Commonwealth Communications.
And I am Jojo Alipuzu. I am the owner of Island Image and Motion.
And this is our joint venture, Sideline Studios. This whole concept that we have of doing all these live stream productions and covering news and doing live shows and everything, it wouldn't happen if we didn't have a great partner like IT&E, someone who can handle the bandwidth and provide it and then get us what we need when we need it, and then be a real partner for us for all the events, whether we're doing live sporting events, broadcasts. All of these things happen because of our partnership with IT&E.
With IT&E providing us with the fiber and point-to-point and even the MBRs, it's just a great piece of equipment to use when we're broadcasting our sports, our events, our performances, especially our cultural performances. And it's just great to share our culture here in the Marianas with the world. And IT&E has been there from the get-go.
The thing I like best about working with IT&E is how willing they are to come out and find a solution. Even for Liberation Day, we thought we had a pretty good solution for our live stream setup, and it turns out that we did not have the right setup that we thought we needed. That day, just before the parade, reached out to Paul and said, here's our situation. What do you think? He's like, we're gonna figure this out. While he's sitting there barbecuing, getting ready for the parade to start, he starts burning up the phone lines, calling everybody in IT&E, what can we do, what's the right solution? They left their families to do this stuff and get us the equipment that we needed to broadcast live. That's over and above. That's on a holiday. That's when he was out there spending time with his family.
That's why IT&E is just the best, just really in touch with the people and the community.
I recommend IT&E to everybody. Tell them the options are there, and you can choose whoever you want and then figure out what you think is the best. But when you're ready, when you're tired of having your calls disconnected or not having service, then you reach out to the guys from IT&E.
For every generation, it has started with the call to serve. Discovering the purpose and the belonging earned with the title. Learning to dig deep and push through adversity together. Defending our nation and its people. It is a life of great worth and reward. But Marines are never really finished serving. Their commitment comes full circle, visible in communities across our country. This is Semper Fidelis, always faithful, always Marine, marking a path for the next generation.
All right, welcome back, everybody. And thanks for tuning in. We are back. It is 8:34 on this Thursday morning. We only have one more day left until the weekend. That's right, just hours away from getting the rest of the day going. And it's not too bad out there either. I mean, we're looking at some rougher stuff this afternoon, but at least this morning things are going pretty well. It's 86 degrees out here in Saipan. Humidity at 77% up there at the airport. And here's what we're looking at today. Scattered showers and thunderstorms afternoon. Yikes. Partly sunny skies, though, in between now and then. High near 87. Winds pretty gentle out of the southeast, 5 to 8 miles per hour, with a 40% chance of rain. And that 40% seems like it's going to be the second half of the day. Scattered showers, mostly cloudy skies tonight with a low around 79. Wind's going to be very calm again with a 30% chance of rain. And, you know, that's a big deal because tonight we're looking at doing some baseball. And that's the game of the week that we're going to do for the NMI News service. It's the Saipan Baseball League game of the week. And we're going to get that underway tonight because it's an important one. It's got some playoff implications because the Blue Jays and the Sandlot are going at it. And Blue Jays need to win if they want to get in. That'll put them at 6-4. They're 5-4 on the season right now. They are holding on to the last spot in the playoff race, but just barely. In fact, Luisa, I got to find out what the results were from last night because I don't have it. It's not from you. I got to get it from Shine. But I already told you about my WhatsApp conundrum this morning. So if you got it, it'd be great if you could let us know because I don't know what happened last night. Hopefully we were able to get the whole thing in because the weather seemed to be just fine. Actually, it seemed like it was maybe starting to drizzle a little bit when I was leaving the office last night. But the Royals and the D-Niners were playing, and the Royals definitely needed that win because they were at 4-4 going into that game, and they were playing against the D-Niners team just playing for pride. They were 3-6 on the season going into the game. We'll see what they were coming out of it. All right, and tomorrow is the season finale. There's really 2 games left. Natives and White Sox playing tomorrow, but we're still waiting on another Natives-White Sox game from earlier. No, not that one. Where's the other one? There's another one that got postponed because there's one extra game that's hanging right now because not everybody's completely finished the season. I think it was the Padres had another game that they needed to make up. And it is. It's the Padres and Royals that were supposed to play last Friday. So we're waiting to see. Oh, the Royals won last night 15-14. Holy smokes. Let me update this thing. Oh, my gosh. Nothing maybe about that one. 15-14? The D-Niners really went for it then. I mean, that's it. I mean, again, they're playing for pride, those guys. They weren't going to end up advancing to the playoffs, but let's add this up. So the Royals now, oh, my gosh. Royals are now 5-4, and they have scored 71 runs on this season. They allowed 14, so they've... Oh, get out. Is that serious? They're 71-71 for runs now on the season. They're dead even. And the D-Niners are going to finish 3-7 on the season. They're going to allow 58 runs let me undo that. They have scored 57 runs, and they allow 89 runs on the season. So that's it. So let's grade them out because their season is done on the year. And Padres were rained out a few times. How about that's right. And they're out for sure. So we'll wait and see. But the Royals now 5-4. The Blue Jays are 5-4. Now the Bears, they're out for sure. So right now it's just between the Blue Jays and the Royals to see who wins. Now if they both win out, hold on. I know we reported on this before. I just got to scroll back to find it. This is the Blue Jays and the Royals. Royals and Blue Jays. Where are you guys? Looking for their head-to-head. Blue Jays, D-Niners. Blue Jays, D-Niners, Royals. Blue Jays beat the Royals. So the Blue Jays in Week 8, the Blue Jays beat the Royals 4-2. So if that's where the season could come down to that right there. If they both win out, if the Blue Jays win their last game and the Royals win their last game, then that's it. So the Blue Jays need to win tonight. And that's why we're doing tonight as the game of the week, because the playoff implications with the Blue Jays. So the Royals did their part to keep fighting, right? And now they still have to play another game against the Padres, which is a tough one. So the Blue Jays playing against Sandlot, that's tough. So even if the Blue Jays lose, they still have a chance because the Royals still have to play the Padres. Another good game, right? Another great team. So we're going to have to see how that goes. And then it's going to be the head-to-head. It's based on Week 8, that Blue Jays Royals. And, in fact, I'm going to highlight this just so I can find it easily next time, that this is the tiebreaker game. Hold on one sec. And I could show you all this, and you'll be like, I don't need to see it. Tiebreaker, pal. All right, there you go. Well, that's the Saipan Baseball League news. I mean, that's going to be it. So tonight we'll be there. Blue Jays, Sandlot. Blue Jays certainly would like to win. Sandlot doesn't need to win. They're already in. They're at 6-3 on the season. If they win, they'll be 7-3, so they'll pull it even with the Cardinals. And oh my God, did they beat the Cardinals? They did beat the Cardinals in Week 12. And so they would jump ahead of the Cardinals also in the standings to be fourth place. How about that? It's going to be something. The Cardinals, don't get it twisted. The Cardinals are still like one of the top teams in the whole league and like favored to put some serious pressure on everybody in the playoffs. But they dropped a couple of games, and they after winning all of them last year, like all of them, including the playoffs. So that's going to be a big deal. Again, so 6-3 for the Sandlot, and then it's just the Blue Jays and Royals to figure it out. Natives and the Sharks, well, the Blue Sharks done. There's nothing else coming from them. They're 0-10. Natives still have another game, but that's just to see if they can crack into the win column, right? Because they're 0-9 on the season. They play tomorrow against White Sox, and the White Sox playing for some pride too. But let's hold on. I just want to make sure I got this right because I showed the White Sox being done. So there's one game for the White Sox, and that's because they lost the opener to the Royals, right? Nothing in week 2. Week 3, they lost to the Cardinals, so that's 0-2. Week 4, they got nothing. Week 5, a whole lot of nothing. Let's go to week 6, White Sox. There we go. Whole lot of nothing there, too. White Sox, then they beat the D-Niners in week 7. And I think we see a lot of White Sox. Yeah, then they ended up beating Blue Sharks 25-9. Yikes. Right. Then this game they play again. And are they here? Let's see. Here's another one that's one that's going to be replayed here soon. That's their makeup game, right? Here's another loss for them there against Padres. That's another loss to the Bandits. These are all the rainouts. There's a loss to the Falcons. They ran up against some really good teams. So let's see what we got. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is postponed. 8, 9, 10. So their game, that other one is postponed. So they are missing a game. So let's find out what they are. So that's 0-1, 0-2, 0-3, 1-3. Right? That's 1-3 to there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1-3. All right. 2-3. 2-4. 2-5. 2-6, 2-7. So they're 2-7 on the season, not 3-7. So that's where I need to change that, bam. And they've got that one last game coming up. So let's just change your color. There you go. This is just so you guys know. So when we end up coming and doing the game tonight, you're going to be able to see all that stuff. All right. All right. Pow. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get you guys. I'm really a little distracted by this WhatsApp conundrum that we've got going on here, and got some meetings going on later today. So the sooner I get this thing knocked out, the sooner I'll be a happy guy and get stuff ready for you. Because we got big news coming for you for NMI News Service this year. So I'm excited about that. Let me see if I can't just get you this stuff first. That's the show that we went to last year. That was awesome. We just talked about the numbers. There's NMTech. That's all right. All right, here's what I'm going to do. We were just talking a bunch of baseball stuff, so I'm going to get you guys the latest that just came out from the Associated Press. We'll send that your way. I'll send you the sports, too, and then I'll come right back and give you guys a little what's up on our way out here. So here you go. It's the 8 o'clock update from the Associated Press that we didn't give you yet.
AP News, I'm Ben Thomas. Presidential races ramping up with both campaigns making appearances in the battleground state of Wisconsin. Ed Donahue reports.
Kamala Harris and running mate Tim Walz were in Eau Claire.
Are you ready to make your voices heard?
Harris says she wants America to look forward, and Donald Trump wants to hold on to the past. She talked about freedom, the freedom to be safe from gun violence, the freedom to love who you love openly and with pride.
And the freedom of a woman to make decisions about her own body and not have her government telling her what to do.
Also in Eau Claire was Donald Trump's running mate, J.D. Vance. He's been listening to the Democrat rhetoric.
They're going to try to call us weird for the next 93 days. And what's going to happen is the American people aren't going to care about it because they don't care about some tagline written by a social media intern. They care about which president and which vice president is going to make their country better.
Donald Trump told Fox News he wants to debate Harris and would prefer it to be on Fox, but suggested openness to debating on ABC News. I'm Ed Donahue.
At Guantanamo Bay, defense attorneys for accused September 11th mastermind Khalid Sheikh Mohammed and 2 co-defendants have suspended participation in pretrial hearings while legal challenges play out over Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin's decision to throw out a plea agreement. And Taylor Swift's concerts in Austria have been called off over fears of an attack. Margie Zarletta has details.
Taylor Swift's Eras Tour was due to stop in Vienna on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Event organizer Barracuda Music says on Instagram, government officials confirmed an attack was planned and Barracuda had no choice but to cancel the shows. Austria authorities say they arrested 2 suspected extremists near Vienna, one of whom was focused on Swift's concerts, according to the Austria press agency. The report quotes Franz Ruf of Austria's Interior Ministry as saying authorities had secured chemical substances and were evaluating them, but did not give details. I'm Margie Zarletta.
This is AP News. Up and down went Wall Street's day.
I'm Seth Sutel, and this is the AP Markets Report. Stocks slumped after a morning rally evaporated, but the losses weren't as bad as the manic moves that racked markets worldwide over the last week. The S&P 500 slipped 0.8% after an earlier jump of 1.7% petered out. The Dow fell 234 points, about 0.6%. The Nasdaq Composite dropped 1%. Indexes swung lower as big tech companies like Nvidia, one of Wall Street's most influential companies, went from gains to losses. The market showed less stress overall after a top official at the Bank of Japan promised not to raise interest rates any further while markets remain unstable. Treasury yields rose in the bond market. The yield on the 10-year Treasury note climbed to 3.96%. Seth Sutel, New York.
And the online gambling company Bet365 has been ordered to refund more than $500,000 to customers who won bets but were paid less than they were entitled to. I'm Ben Thomas, AP News. Thanks for listening.
AP Sports, I'm David Schuster. We begin at the Olympics with the United States men's basketball team, an easy 122-87 winner over Brazil. Devin Booker leading a balanced scoring attack with 18 points. The Americans will next face Serbia, which eliminated Greece. Elsewhere, it was France over Canada, and Germany defeated Australia. Gethin Kulba now has the wrap-up from the track and field events Tuesday.
The Americans won 2 gold medals and 5 overall in track and field on Thursday at the Paris Games. Cole Hawker pulled off the upset of the track meet with a stunning victory in the men's 1,500-meter race. Hawker won the race in an Olympic record 3 minutes 27.65 seconds, pulling from 5th to 1st over the final 300 meters to beat his personal best by more than 3 seconds. The 23-year-old is only the second U.S. man to win the metric mile at the Olympics over the last 112 years. American Yared Nuguse came in 3rd to take home the bronze. Gabby Thomas blazed her way to an easy win in the women's 200 meters in 21.83 seconds. The 27-year-old Harvard graduate took the lead for good at the curve and was never challenged in the final stretch. American sprinter Brittany Brown won the bronze. Annette Echikawoke won silver for the U.S. in the women's hammer throw.
And the United States now leads in gold medals with 24 and has a substantial lead in the overall medal count with 86. Switching to baseball, the nightmare is over for the Chicago White Sox as they won for the first time in almost a month. Ryan Leong with that story.
At long last, the White Sox finally won their first game since July 10th, a span of 27 days, ending their American League record-tying 21-game losing streak as the Pale Hose beat the Athletics 5-1. This is White Sox manager Pedro Grifol.
It's hard to win a major league game. Obviously, we proved that today, and we proved that over the last 3 weeks. But we just had to find a way to close it out.
During the 21-game skid, the Sox scored only 49 runs. Andrew Benintendi put Chicago on the board with a 2-run homer in the 4th. The Sox added on with an RBI single by Andrew Vaughn, and Vaughn later scored from 3rd on a wild pitch. Lenyn Sosa with a run-scoring single for insurance in the 9th. Jonathan Cannon with his second win this season, pitching 6 innings, allowing only 6 hits, a run on 2 walks, with 5 strikeouts.
And almost baseball history down in Texas Tuesday night. Dave Ferry with those details.
Framber Valdez came within 1 out of a no-hitter before the Astros settled for a 4-2 win over the Rangers. Valdez was on the verge of his second no-hitter in just over a year when Corey Seager belted a 2-run homer, his 5th in 5 games. Astros manager Joe Espada says he knew by mid-game that Valdez had no-hit stuff.
40 pitches through 4, getting ground balls, getting those chases on those breaking balls. You could tell he's locked in. When he's got that breaking ball going, he's lethal.
Josh Hader got the final out for his 23rd consecutive save. Yordan Alvarez hit a 2-run homer the 9th for the winning margin. Jake Myers supplied a pair of RBI singles for Houston.
And plenty more baseball coming up next. A one-sided game in Atlanta Tuesday night as Milwaukee shut out the Braves 10-0. Leading the offensive onslaught was Willy Adames with 4 hits, 2 home runs, and 4 RBIs.
When you put some runs for your starting pitcher, it makes them feel more comfortable just to go out there and not trying to do more than what they have to do. And I think we put in a good position, and you saw the results after that. He was doing really, really good today.
In St. Louis, pitcher Sonny Gray was front and center as the Cardinals edged Tampa Bay 4-3.
We had 2 big 2-run homers, I think all with 2 outs. And as soon as that happened, after the first one, I was like, okay, let's go, Sonny. Like, in my head, I was just thinking, keep them here, no more. And then we hit the next one, and I was just like, okay. In my head, I was thinking, like, this game's over.
We move now to Kansas City, where Greg Eklund took in the Red Sox and the Royals.
Red Sox first baseman Dominic Smith scored the tie-breaking run on a wild pitch in Boston's 6-5 win over the Kansas City Royals. At first, Smith was ruled out at the plate in the decisive 6th inning, but the Red Sox won their challenge and the call was overturned.
We've been pretty good with challenges all year, and we don't challenge stuff unless it's like kind of definitive. So I was pretty happy when I saw him challenge that for sure.
Taking the loss for Kansas City was starter Seth Lugo, who's 13-6 this season. The Royals tightened the game with a pair of runs in the 8th, but Kenley Jansen got the final 4 outs for the save.
Elsewhere, the Phillies beat the Dodgers 6-2, Cincinnati down Miami 8-2, Washington 11-5 over San Francisco. Toronto knocked Baltimore out of first place in the American League East 5-2. The Cubs 7-3 over Minnesota. Colorado doubled up the Mets 6-3, and it was Detroit downing Seattle. The final there was 4-2. I'm David Schuster, AP Sports.
All right. This is a journey of sight and sound here on Good Morning Marianas. We're going to be back here again tomorrow morning for sure for your latest edition of Everything Cool here in Saipan. But the main thing is that we're going to have some baseball going on today. Hold on. That's right. Tonight we are going to be live. Saipan baseball game of the week. Blue Jays, Sandlot, tonight, 6:30. Rain, go away, come again some other day because the kids want to play. And we're going to find out if the Blue Jays are going to advance or if they're going to have to bite those fingernails and wait on the Royals finale. Because if the Blue Jays lose, the Royals are in. Blue Jays win, no matter what, they win, they're in. Because if the Royals get the same record as them, Blue Jays have the tiebreaker by virtue of that 4-2 win in Week 8. Holy cow. And then after that, it's playoff season, baby. That's what we're all looking for. Anyway, that's been our show today. We're going to work on all these little technical glitches that we've had today because that's just it. That's just how this thing goes as we continue to learn and grow and become better little Good Morning Marianans. All right, well, I want to say thanks to you guys for tuning in today. We'll have more stories, headlines, sports, weather, and all that stuff together tomorrow. And I'm really looking forward to next week, too, because it's going to be great. So thanks for tuning in. We will see you guys tomorrow in the morning, bright and early, to make sure that JJ Semin gets to work on time. So you guys have a great day, and thanks for tuning in. Take care, Marianas.
Good morning, Marianas. That's so many things we gotta discuss. Half a day, Tirawamian greetings. To Rhoda, Guam, Saipan, and Tinian. For all your island news. From a beautiful place with Pacific views. It's always so much fun on Good Morning, Marianas.